So here in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a task sequence. Guys, we already know that task sequences are of two types. There is a task sequence media. There is a task sequence media, which is right here. And the second one is task sequence. We just saw task sequence media in our previous video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a task sequence. Now, task sequence one-liner you need to remember is that the task sequence is used to deploy packages. This is used for deployment. This is used for capturing. So now we're going to create a package that can be deployed. So task sequence is somewhat similar to packaging an application. You need to have that application, you package it, and then you distribute it and deploy it. So here, let's create a task sequence. In order to create a task sequence, there are four options. Number one, install existing image package. This is used for if you have an existing master image, we use this option. Or if you have a brand new Windows 7 image, we use this option. So first option is very simple. We are going to go with the first option. But the second option is used for build and capture. This has two purposes. One is that it is used for testing purpose, and second is it is used to update existing master image. It is used to update existing master image. You first build that machine with the existing master image and then capture it back. The third one is when you need to create a VHD or just a virtual disk for the complete image. This is rarely used, but it's an option. Last one is a custom, meaning you can select any option within custom. So the first one we're going to go with existing package. In existing image package, all you need to do is click next and then name it properly. You can leave it as task sequence 2 or 3 or whatever, but here I'm going to name it properly, call it TS for task sequence, and this is, I'm going to say deploy dash master Windows 7. So I'm going to say this so that next time I can create another task sequence for Windows 8, another task sequence for Windows 10. So you have to have one image, one task sequence. Now once this is done, then you need to assign a boot image. Once you assign a boot image right after that, and guys, here sometimes this does not show. If this does not show, the meaning is that this was not, boot image is not distributed on distribution point. So here the second one is this, and the third one is here. Now you need to select a package. Now I should be able to see two packages. One is master image and the second one is Windows Professional. So guys, this is where I changed the name. If I would have not changed the name, I would have not known which one is new, which one is old. So this is complete existing image. This one is this. Now guys, I would say at your home, when you do it, in your home lab, do the existing image. In class lab, do a new image. Because new image is easier to deploy. And once you deploy completely new image, it will give you a confidence. And in the next run, do the existing image. So here I'm going to select new image here. I'm not distributing. Now, why am I not going with this? Because this makes a little bit more complex, because it has to deploy 3 GB of data, and 3 GB of data might be corrupt in between, and it might not be able to deploy it. So first one, I'll just go with the new one. So once you go with the new one and select, here it selects something, uncheck BitLocker, because BitLocker we are not using it. BitLocker is a disk encryption technology, and now why am I disabling it? Because we don't have an infrastructure of BitLocker. Even in real environment we disable it because we don't use BitLocker. If you need to check it, you need to have an infrastructure ready. Since we don't have, we have to uncheck it. But what if you need to if you check it without infrastructure, then your task sequence will fail in the middle. So this must be unchecked. Once this is checked, and here next option is partition and format target computer. So this is must. I mean, when you're sending your image, you'll have to completely format and partition this other computer. So we'll leave it checked. If you have any product key, you can put it here. So in our case, we're just going with evaluation version. Somebody asked a question that how would you license 2000 machines? So guys, in that case, companies have one volume key. Volume key is only one that can be used on thousands of machines. So you can use that volume key here. Next one, it is what type of licenses are those per seat, per server, and this is all based on what type of licensing you have. Now next one, this is very important part. Here guys, do not leave it random. You must supply an administrator password, because the problem is if you go with random and once the image is successfully installed, you don't know the administrator password. So here we are going to provide our standard password, and that will be password 1. And this will be, once the machine is completely deployed, this will be the local admin password of that machine.
You're using the existing window.
No, I'm using new one.
This one is one.
This is new one.
But you see in the master on the
No, I'm not using this one.
Okay.
If I would have been using this one, then it would have been master.
Okay.
So I'm not using a master image, I'm using a new one. In master image, still you need to assign a password, because it's a complete new machine. The only difference is that has all of the updates and all applications. Okay, so in this case we'll just go with this password.
In our case, our machine's password has changed, and we have written this the new password or just the password.
No, this password will be, guys, this password will be the new password. As soon as I send this package to this machine, it will be formatted and new windows will be there, and this password will be for this new machine.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with your existing machine. Okay, so once this is done, guys, here all you need to do, enable account, and this is a very important part. You must do it, otherwise this will work as well. Now we need to do this, assign a standard password, and next. And here guys, you can join it with a domain, it's up to you, or leave it as a workgroup. If you want to join it to a domain, then you need to give domain and which OU and use the administrator account. I would say for a class lab, do just use a workgroup, and for the other lab, for home lab, use a domain, join it to a domain. So here I'm going to just say this, my work group is Canaps. So just use a work group. Next one, here it's saying that do you want to install SCCM client on this? Once it is installed, do you want to push that agent? We'll say yes. Why? Because we need a SCCM agent on that machine as well. Guys, in the beginning we learned about that there are 5 or 6 ways to install SCCM client, and this is one of them. One of them is just add the SCCM client inside the image and it will be installed on all of them. Okay. Now the next one here is, it's saying, now this is another important part. In our case, we'll be disabling it. So we are disabling everything here. This is called configure state migration. Guys, this is only used in real environments when you are migrating, when you are upgrading from Windows 7 to Windows 10 or Windows 7 to Windows 8. This is saying that, okay, I am about to, so remember this. So you're about to send a master image to this machine. Let's say this second machine is XP. As soon as this goes there, what it does, it will completely format and delete everything, which means that all users' local data will be deleted. So, but if you have this option enabled, what it does, that it will capture all users' my document and printer setting and this and that and keep it in a server and then format it and then put it back. This is what is known as state migration point. State migration point. But this also requires an infrastructure. So we're not selecting it. You're not selecting it. Even in real environment, I can tell you that this option, companies tried it, but it never worked just with simple settings. It has to have a lot of hit and trial there. So in our case, we are going to uncheck it so that we can see that how deployment goes. Next one is, do you want to include software updates? So next one is, no, I don't want to install software updates for now. If you would have wanted it, then guys, in that case, you must have SUP running in this environment. SUP, you should have SUP in here. SUP should be perfectly working, then you can select this option. Otherwise, do not select this option. So we're not selecting this option. Next is, do you need some extra applications on this OS? So if I go in here, it shows me only one application 7-zip, I can say okay, install this. In your case, if you have more applications, you can select those applications as well. But I would say do not select many applications just in your first image. Later on you can select many applications just to keep it simple. So here I'm selecting just Windows 7-zip. You can select just one of them as well. So next one, and here now task sequence is complete, and here now once this is all done, task sequence is done. Guys, as soon as this is done, now the most important thing is task sequence is not distributed. You don't need to distribute task sequence, but you must need to distribute all other stuff. So this should be distributed, this should be distributed, boot image should be distributed, but no need to distribute this. Let's say why there is no need to distribute. For example, if I go on this, right click and try to distribute it. So as soon as I go there, and as soon as I go to add distribution point, I won't find any distribution point. Guys, the reason is that as soon as you create a task sequence, it is automatically distributed. So for that reason, you don't need to distribute it. But I would say if you are there, just try distributing it. Maybe it missed distributing it. So once this is done, guys, the last task is to deploy it on Windows collection. Now, if you don't deploy it, then it won't go anywhere. So for now, I'm going to say deploy. So deploy, next stop is, so this is how task sequence looks like. Now, before deploying it, I want to show it that if you ever need to edit it, let's say you want to edit something, you want 7-zip, we included 7-zip in there, right? I want to remove it, or maybe add another application. Guys, all you need to do, right click on that task sequence and then go to edit. When you right click on a task sequence and you go to edit, in this it will show you all the steps it needs to do. This is why it is known as task sequence, because these are the tasks that it will do. So once this task sequence will run, it will restart in Windows PE mode, then it will partition the disk, then it will partition there is using UEFI, which is a newer BIOS. Then it will install the operating system, and here are the details of operating system. Then it will apply Windows settings. These are the Windows settings, the same password that we give here. And then apply network settings, joining the domain or not joining the domain. Then apply device drivers if there are any. And here you see we selected Windows 7. Now within this you can add or remove more applications, or remove applications, or remove this application. So task sequence can be edited at any point. So this is why it is known as task sequence. It has many tasks that run in sequence.
Is there any way we can check it's already distributed like other stuff?
The only way is try redistributing it. It won't ask you to redistribute. I have never seen it being distributed. I mean manually distributed. It is automatically done. Okay. Now there is another reason that I think of, that why it doesn't need distribution, because this is not the part which is needs distribution. The main thing that needs to be distributed is these and these and these, because basically task sequence, guys, is using these components to deploy the image. So those need to be distributed. Okay.
Like other images, we can see the green sign that.
Exactly. But in this, no, it doesn't need a distribution. So guys, now the next point is deploy it. Now guys, the question is where do we need to deploy it? So we need to deploy it on a bare metal machine. So before I deploy it, let me create a bare metal machine. Now before that, before this is the last step of deployment. Before that, you must have a DC in the environment. You must have a DHCP in the environment. You must have everything set up for OSD, and deployment is the last part. Now I'm going to create a bare metal machine here. Now in order to create a bare metal machine, all you need to do is you need to go to home and you need to create a new machine, and you need to do not provide operating system to this. So this is creating a bare metal machine. I will install operating system later. And then go next, and here we're going to select, because this will be type of Windows 7. So I'm going to select Windows 7 64-bit here, and next. And here I'm going to say this is my deployed PC1. So deployed PC1. So this will be my first deployed machine. So I just named it. In my case, I'm going to keep it in E drive because I don't have space in C drive. In your case, if you have space in C drive, leave it in C drive. I just changed it to E drive. I'm saving it in E drive. Now, next one, leave the disk as is. You don't need to make any changes, and done. Now, guys, since there is no operating system on this, it will definitely give you error in the beginning, and let's see what happens. So as soon as it starts, now guys, if everything is set up properly, this you will see this option. Now this screen is just telling you, now guys, here, be ready with all your swords and tools and everything. Here your real fight begins with SCCM, because this will never be very smooth. It is being smooth at the moment because we did a detailed review of verify. But guys, here, be ready to fight against SCCM because it won't work properly. But now I need to tell you something. Just by looking at the screen, we can see, just by looking at the screen, we can see that here, number one, my DHCP is working fine because I can get an IP address. See, I got a 162 IP address, number one. Number two, my WDS is working fine because I can see that after this, actually no, maybe WDS is not working fine. Maybe there is a problem with WDS, but I don't know. But this all setting is coming from WDS here. Now I am getting this error message because I haven't deployed it anywhere. Maybe after deployment this will work fine. So but for now, we have a bare metal machine number one. It is being started and it takes IP address. So now I need to go back to, I'll leave it as is, and then I need to go back to SCCM and deploy it because I haven't did any deployment. Now, how do I know this task sequence is not deployed anywhere? Guys, you can directly go down here on deployment and it would show you it is not deployed anywhere. Guys, a image, an application, a package, or task sequence, if it is not deployed anywhere, it's of no use for the network. You must deploy it. So here I'm going to deploy it. Right click, deploy. When you are deploying it, guys, now the very first thing it will ask you which collection, because deployments are done against collections. So here browse, and here I'm going to say that all systems or all unknown computers. I'm going to say all unknown computers. I'm not sending it to all systems. Guys, if you send it to all systems, then next time when your SCCM server starts, it will deploy on SCCM server and completely destroy your SCCM server. So basically you're shooting on your foot. So this is why I'm saying do not select all system, although this will work fine as well. But here I'm just saying all unknown machine. Unknown machines are all those machines that appear on the network that have IP address and they're asking for something. So unknown machine, let's see. So we'll go inside, we'll go to start deploying. So I'm going to deploy here and next. And now it asks me, do you want it to be required deployed or available? Now, available means do not deploy it, wait for admin to click it, select the operating system. Or required means no, do not wait, just start deploying it. So we're going to go with required here. Now in this case, or let's say, let's make it available. Because guys, available will help you in going stage by stage. Sometimes when you require it, and if there is error message, you won't find that error message. So available means I know that okay, it is working till this part and error is after that part. So for that reason, guys, the next option is very important. This is saying make this image available only to SCCM clients, meaning this will be only available to SCCM client, but in our case, no. We need it to be available to everyone, whoever is asking for operating system, especially to Pixie clients, because the unknown client will be a Pixie client. Unknown client meaning this bare metal machine is not a SCCM client yet. It is a Pixie client. So we must select Pixie here. Once this is done, you go to next step. It is saying specify the schedule for the deployment, and here either you can schedule it in future some date, and or it will be done immediately right now. So I'm not selecting any date here, and it will be done right now. So next one is, here it's saying, do you want notifications for this? Yes, leave it as is. These are notifications. So I need notifications for everything here. And then next, and then nothing to be selected here in alerts. This is only if you have monitoring system in place, then this will work. And you go to next, and here it's saying that what do you want to do with it? Download content locally when needed by the task sequence. So this is leave it as is, and you will leave as is everything, and next, and done. Once this is all done, it is being deployed, guys. Once it is being deployed here, now I can go back. I'll give it few minutes so that it is properly deployed. And then here, okay, so this was my captured machine. This is not my bare metal machine. Bare metal machine is this. Now let's try it. Our task sequence is ready, DHCP is ready, DC is there, WDS is there, task sequence is deployed, and now try it. So all I need to do is just right click on this and restart. So reset. Let's see what happens. If everything is in place, then this should automatically start kicking in, automatically start working. Let's see. So guys, here, yes, F12. So as soon as you press F12, now it loads the task sequence. And after loading the task sequence, now you would see it was a task sequence. Now it is loading everything. So basically, the very first thing it needs to load is Windows PE. So it loads Windows PE, and right after that, it should ask me password. Now, guys, it will not be exactly the same for all of you, although our steps, instructions, and everything will be the same. Do not give up on this. You must work through this and make it work. Now, here it is still going on. Yes, you might get operating system not found error message. You might see some other error message, and I'm going to show you what are those things. But here the thumb rule for errors. Thumb rule for errors is that recheck everything what we did here. Was your operating system distributed properly? Was it included? Are you using a master image or a new image?
Master image.
You're using master image. So it means it might be an issue with the master image itself. I would say go back in SCCM and remove task sequence and create a task sequence with new image. And I'm telling you all that master image might not work the first time, because master image is being captured from this machine. It might not be ready to be deployed. So you have to have that hidden trial for those machines. Guys, here I want to show you is that here, trust me, each and every second of this is very, very important. Now it has reached to this point. Right after this point, 80% of task sequence fails, and then you need to troubleshoot it and work with it. So let's see what happens. So here I'm going to use that password. Anybody remembers where this password is from? Guys, this password is from the Pixie settings.
Image.
No,
Sorry,
on distribution point. Exactly. Guys, this password is coming from this location. Before I enter the password, I'm going to show you administration and go back to site settings. Go to site settings here and double click distribution point. And right here in Pixie, this is the password. So you need to remember where this password is coming from. This password is basically coming from this location. So let's say you're employed in any company and they are saying, oh, you know what, we forgot this password and we don't have the password. So you can tell them it's fine. We can go into SCCM and just change this password. This password will be changed. So here, once I enter that password, since we are using standard password, I'm going to go to next, and it will end just like I said, it failed. So 80% of the task sequence fails, guys. At this point, all you need to do, press F8. As soon as you press F8 and type CM trace, now you press F8 at this point and type CM trace. Now what are you looking for? You're looking for a log file, why it failed at this point. Now if you would have not pressed F8, and now guys, each and every step is important. Now where is this F8? We enabled it, guys. We enabled this F8 right from here. So we went to SCCM, remember, we went to software library, and we went to boot images, and within boot image, remember, we did two settings. So we did setting here called customization. It is F8 is working only because of this option. If this option would have not been enabled, guys, you would have not had the chance to create F8, and it would have not given you this window, and then this task sequence would have failed, and you don't know how to troubleshoot it. So now what I did, as soon as I saw this error message, let me show you the error message one more time. Guys, the error message I'm getting is saying an error occurred while retrieving policy for this computer. Now this is a very, this is not, I mean, this is a very general error message. There can be number of multiple things there. Guys, everyone listen carefully to this, please. Now errors like these you will get in SCCM at in multiple locations. So guys, I would highly recommend, do not give up, and try to fix them. Now let's say you're not sitting with any master SCCM, or you don't know what to do. Guys, Google is there. What I would do, I would write in Google task sequence, and especially I would write this complete line there, this complete line till this number. I am 100% sure you will get hundreds of links with exactly the same message, and then you can read and try to follow them. This will increase your experience. Now in those links they will tell you, okay, if you get this error message, press F8. How did I know to press F8? Same thing, I troubleshooted it. So F8, and now task sequence is there. Now as soon as you're here, now I need to see that log, that why this failed. So I can open it. Guys, when you do this, logs are placed in multiple locations. So if I go back here, let me go back to this place on boot drive. So sometimes it is sitting in Windows folder. Now I'm looking for a log. So sometimes it is sitting in Windows folder, and here, let's see, it's not here yet, and sometimes it is sitting in program files. So I'm going to go to program files. It's not even here. Actually, it is in SMS. So here in SMS. So within SMS, I can go to bin.
There is lots of Windows. Everyone logs in Windows.
There is a log in Windows. Okay, but those are SCCM logs.
Windows and then.
Now guys, I know this error message. This error message is because of my now this error message is basically because of wrong permissions. So at some point my domain admin account is not working, because what happens is this machine has to connect back to SCCM server and download the files. So that account to connect back to SCCM server is not working. So most probably that is the case. What I'm going to do is, first of all, let me make sure that the log file doesn't exist. There must be files here somewhere. So this PC, I'm going to go to this PC, and then I'm going to go to X drive. Let's see. No, there is no SCCM logs. And there might be a chance that since the error came right in the beginning, it might not be able to create the logs here in on the client side. Now we can see the logs on server side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump back to the server, and within the server, now at this point, basically one thing that I'm sure of. So one thing that my DHCP is working, my WDS is working, my my SCCM is working, and task sequence is working. Now the problem is might be either with permissions or with the image. So just it could be one of the two things. So the thing that I want to the transfer to all of you is that in SCCM it is very very important that you must measure which step are you on and where the problem might be. So in this case, what I'll do is I'll just cancel this task sequence right here because it gave me this error message. Now at this point, my best shot should be instead of randomly just looking here and there, my best shot should be just to Google exactly the same error message and follow from there. So this is exactly what I'm going to do. And another thing could be the lack of resources in my case. So as you can see, my complete machine is hanging. So that could be another reason for task sequence to not to work as well. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to pause the video here, and I'm going to help you run your task sequence to at least to this level, so that you can start working at home, and then we'll troubleshoot it.
What's your error code?
It ends with 4005. Same screen? Same screen. Did you press F8? When you press F8, go to CM trace, you must have files. Because my failed right in the beginning, you might have files there. So in your case, start making a task sequence. हाँ तोड़ के फेंक दे बाहर यार माशाल्लाह देखें. So what I'm saying, guys, my point here is that we all are doing exactly the same thing, but always remember the first day I said, what did I said about SCCM? First day, SCCM, patience, yes, 100%, but it's a slow moving software. But guys, SCCM has hundreds of small little components. So you see, this complete engine to work, there are these small little components, everything. So we did exactly the same step. I'm getting a different error. He's getting a different error. He's carrying a different thing. So be ready to have that patience and work with this. In my case, I think I could be lack of resources because it's completely hanging. My complete VMware is hanging. So that could be an issue with VMware. Or just like you said in the beginning, maybe my DC is not there because it is a permission error, and it could be the DC is not there, which is not able to authenticate. And since I do have a bimari with DC, that it shuts down itself. So it could be, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to check that out. Let me just end task. And most probably, I think that is the reason. Because that error number, I'm sure this is permissions error. That error number is permissions. So let's see. Go back into VMware. DC is working, seems like. SCCM.
Yeah, it looks like for me it's a DP authentication error.
DP authentication error. Oh yes. Have you changed your domain password today? or recently? Oh yes. So for in your case and in my case too, if we have ever changed, remember there is a software distribution account. So we need to go into administration, and you need to go into the site, and within site you need to go to, yes, exactly, go to configure software distribution, because we configured this account in the beginning, and that account we configured it with the old password. Now since there is a new password, you must recreate this account here. So again, one more time, I'm going to say new account and browse.
So you can repeat this one.
Yes. Okay, so this one. Okay, so here, and let me first add it, then I'll take you back to. So all I did was go to administration, go to site, and then go to here. There is setting in the background. From setting, go to software distribution, and from there go to network access account. So here I'm just gonna re-add that account again. But guys, make sure that this is your domain controller selected here. Oh, my DC is down. So DC, it is the bottleneck. Definitely, it's a bottleneck. So let me, since I'm here, and it's starting the DC.
But if you are getting only users, then
No, just make sure what is the object. Where is it? This object?
user.
User is fine. But just see what is this. This is your domain. It's fine.
Just type administrator.
Yes. टाइम का पता ही नहीं लगता किधर चले जाते डेज का भी नहीं पता कितना अर्सा हो गया हम लोगों को कोर्स करते हुए, है ना जी?
कब खत्म हो रहा है?
बस हो गया कि आपने पूछा और खत्म हो गया। ये ऐसे ही होगा, मैं बता रहा हूँ आपको, ये आपको पता भी नहीं लगना किधर गया ये टाइम।
पासवर्ड कितनी देर के बाद एक्सपायर होता है?
आई थिंक 90 डेज।
अप्रैल में खत्म हो रहा है या नहीं?
जी,
अप्रैल में खत्म हो रहा है या नहीं?
जब हमारा काम खत्म हो जाएगा, मेरा ख्याल है अप्रैल, बट देयर इज नो, नहीं आपने जाना थोड़ी है, जाना है, टिकट कराए में आपने? मेरा तो ख्याल है नहीं जाए, क्योंकि आपका फ्रेश नॉलेज है, सारा रेज़्यूमे ये वो सारा कुछ बना के
एंड ऑफ दिस ईयर तो
हाँ एंड ऑफ दिस ईयर चलेगा इंशाल्लाह।
मोहम्मद मेरी शक्ल भी हो रही है।
हाँ नहीं ये बात
जब से आई हूँ कहीं मैंने कभी इतना लंबा साल भी मैं 1.5 साल से वापस से लिया 3 साल हो गए।
This is already existing.
if it is already existing, it's fine.
मैंने 4 साल बाद
Still we have to put
सारे
new password, right?
मतलब
Oh yes, you do.
में जाना था 50 साल हो गए मैं ऑलमोस्ट तकरीबन 18 months के बाद मेरी सारा चल गया फिर इसलिए बहुत चला जाता है।
So I'm going to retry again, deployed machine, and be ready to press F12. So it goes to F12, it goes to task sequence runs.
So you have changed with new password or
Gee.
it's
I did.
because I'm writing
So there is error message, press F8, and then open CM trace. So here, let's see. क्या मतलब? CM trace C drive है वहाँ पे? पहले तो error number क्या है वो? पीछे उसके error number क्या है? सारा पीछे करें Windows? 7002 है ना? So guys, everyone, whenever you get a different error number, so same है ना? So देखें सबसे बेस्ट चीज जो है ना वो ये है गूगल. आप गूगल पे जाएं और गूगल पे जाके सेम एरर मैसेज को सर्च करें. ठीक है, हाँ, वहां से आप डिफरेंट चीजें ट्राई करें, उस एरर मैसेज को ट्रेस करें, और यहाँ पे आपको डेफिनेटली बहुत सारी ब्रेन यूज करनी पड़ेगी, क्योंकि देयर इज नो हार्ड एंड there is no one way of troubleshooting this. So this is actually, now you're working with a complete car engine, and this problem could be anywhere. Okay, now in my case, let's see how is this going. So immediately it fails, meaning it is a password issue. What I would do here is 80004005. Now what I did in the past, I created a blog for myself for these type of errors. Let's see if my own blog works for me. So a blog is, so it was 80004005. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my blog. So my blog is blog.nextflare-technologies, and here I'm going to look for this error message. So in my case, error message was something like this. I think I have an article for this in this, and then I'm wrong, maybe. Let's see if I can find it. 80004005. Yes, I do. So guys, with time, I created this document for myself, which was multiple SCCM error, OSD related errors and solutions. This can help you as well. Now in your case, so this one article has different error messages and their solutions. So let's see the solution that I have. The error that I have is, I'll just search for 8000. So here it is. So this is the error message that I'm getting. So it worked.
इसके साथ एक और ऑप्शन है, डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन पॉइंट के अंदर जाके अलाउ एनोनिमस क्लाइंट को चेक करना है.
Allow
डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन पॉइंट के अंदर जाके HTTP चेक करना है. HTTP और HTTPS है हम. HTTP चेक कर नीचे उसके ऑप्शन है अलाउ क्लाइंट्स को चुनना है.
गुड, हाँ, ये हो सकती है. गुड, आपका भी यही होगा, आपका भी यही होगा।
सर SCCM खत्म हो गया?
यस,
जो उसमें सारा कुछ था उसमें हो गया, मैं तीनों चीजें करती हूँ। सर आप कौन से कोर्स स्टार्ट करवाएंगे?
guys, from Tuesday VMware is starting. VMware is a very serious course. Most of the jobs that you see are all for VMware. Most of the jobs. SCCM, there will be a test for SCCM. I would highly recommend before Tuesday, create all your notes, go through all of your notes, go through these labs. Now here, listen to this carefully. This OSD task sequence, guys, this just few last words here. Excellent, it's working. Good. Do it just once. Do it once. If it is working, it's fine. Most of the places, the chances are they won't let you work on task sequence. Why? Number one, task sequence creation is not based on. So I am a SCCM expert. Even when I do it in a real environment, it won't work for the first time. I need 2 weeks to work on one task sequence. This is a very simple task sequence. Now, but here what we are getting from this training is we are getting the overall knowledge and everything. You need to remember all that. Application, packages, starting from start to end. So with task sequence, I would say spend few hours, maybe 4 or 5 hours, but not more than this. If it doesn't leave this knowledge in your for your resume, you must understand all this knowledge. And plus all of the things that we have learned. Okay, and we'll have a test on Tuesday for SCCM, this test, and then we are starting VMware. Do not miss any day for VMware. Okay, excellent guys, very good. And this video is recorded as well. I'm gonna upload all 3 videos.
आप फिर exchange भी करवा रहे?
क्यों exchange क्यों करनी है आपने?
क्योंकि अभी हमने 14 की तैयारी करनी है तो मुझे मुश्किल होगा।
ओह अच्छा, इसलिए एक्सचेंज भी इसकी तरह थोड़ा कॉम्प्लेक्स है। तो VMware जो है ना, VMware लाइट है, आपको काम करते हुए VMware में काम करते हुए इजी लगेगा, लेकिन एक्सचेंज उससे ज्यादा मुश्किल है।
लेकिन वैल्यू तो ज्यादा VMware की है ना, इसलिए पूरा कॉन्सेंट्रेट उस पे करना।
नहीं वो तो है। देखें, बात यह है कि आप पेपर भी साथ में दें। पेपर आप लोगों ने बहुत सारे दे दिए, लेट मी अपडेट द पेपर्स।
लेकिन 14 तो सबसे कीमती है और
गाइस बहुत सारे माशाल्लाह पेपर आज आए हैं इंशाल्लाह। दिस विल ऑल हेल्प यू आउट फॉर श्योर इंशाल्लाह।